The aftermath of logging looks brutal. In fact, burning logged ground helps regeneration. Those in the industry say they're committed to responsible logging.
We have a regime that aims to balance the needs of conservation and the industry and regional economies and communities.
But conservationists say the industry and the government that in part owns it has got the balance wrong, propping up a declining industry, prioritising jobs over trees. When the owners of this mill said cuts to its wood supply would force it out of business, the state government paid tens of millions of dollars to keep it going.
You can look at it as bailing out, or you can look at it investing in a strong industry and a community that's had a rich heritage in supplying the timber that has built our towns.
It's a heritage, though, that's been at the cost of forests and the creatures that rely on them. In the 200 years since European colonisation, most of southeastern Australia's oldest trees have been lost. In Victoria's central Highlands, only about 1% of the mountain ash trees are more than a century old. That matters because the oldest trees and the stumps of big dead ones develop hollow areas that animals like the now critically endangered leadbeater's possum live in. Conservationists with night vision equipment look for them in areas about to be logged.
Every sighting of a leadbeater's possum that we get, there's a 200-metre protection buffer against logging.
All the oldest trees and big dead ones are supposed to be off limits too. This is an example of what's called a dead hollow-bearing tree that has been protected. All the younger living trees that would have stood all around it have been felled, but it's been left alone. Environmentalists, though, don't think anything like enough trees have been. In this entire logged area, it's the only one that's been left standing. There are completely burned out stumps of similar trees nearby, but researchers say exclusion zones around individual animals and preserving just the very oldest trees does not go far enough. They want large-scale protection of mid-age 70 or 80-year-old trees too.
That is our next old growth forest. They've got another 50 years before they'll start becoming ecologically mature. We need some of those trees to be able to be old growth forest.
That, though, would mean excluding much bigger areas from logging. Economically and politically, that could hurt. Andrew Thomas, Al Jazeera, in Australia's Victoria's Central Highlands.